All right, guys, my name is Gilbert Smith. I'm at Victor MMA, and today we're going to talk about the fight night that happened this weekend with Israel Adesanya. And I love Israel, but we got to talk some truth. The problem with Israel is the fact that as great as he is, and he is great, he has not developed. He hasn't gotten any better. We know that Israel is really good at pop shotting, keeping you at a distance, and scoring, right? But he hasn't showed a development where he could show more skill, so it's easy to game plan against him. Okay, let's break it down. Let's go over the two mistakes that I believe kind of contribute to his doom. A, him switching stance. A lot of times he switched stance. He literally just switched stance, just switching stance. There's not like a setup. He's not like here switching stance, boom. You know, he's not like hiding the switching of the stance. And then when he switched the stance, there's no real purpose. He's not adding no tricks when he switched stance. I just throwing the same punches just from the opposite stance. Now, for someone who's like lower level, they could get confused with that. But someone at a higher level who's seen Israel fight, they very well prepared. So there's no purpose. And the fact is, when he's switching stance, his defense deficiencies that was in his natural stance comes out even more in his opposite stance. So then he comes back. So there's no purpose of switching stance. And that was the beginning catalyst of his getting dropped. The second piece is that being Israel typically is like the longer person and the taller person, but when he doesn't have that advantage, he sometimes can lose himself. Meaning, as I'm right here, I'm hand fighting, which hand fighting too much leads to bad things. So now, but he typically can do it because he's usually taller and longer. But not because he's hand fighting someone at the same height, the guy is able to come over and still catch him. Now here's the problem with that, okay, is Israel Adesanya defense deficiency. And I know I feel like I'm crapping on him. I'm like, well, how can you talk about Israel? He's a legend, and he is. But we got to speak truth to power, right? So the problem is that anytime someone come at Israel, his hands come down, chin comes up, right? Instead of right here, instead of even moving with it or bringing his hands up, he goes the opposite. And then he gets caught. So if you're going to hand fight, right, you're playing your hand fighting, trying to set up things up, boom, bang, hand fight, and someone's coming at you, you need to tighten up. Not pull back, chin go in the air, and you get caught. So until Israel Adesanya work on those deficiencies, A, if you're going to switch stance, do it with a purpose, do it with a setup, hide it, so you can make it tricky. And B, making sure we got good hand discipline, good hand placement, chin down, this basic boxing defense, he's going to have problems because now people are catching up to his skill set. So I hate to say, but we got to speak truth to power. All right, that is all I got.